People don't understand how hard it is to build something from zero.
From the ground up.
Like,
man.
you really got to pick up the pebbles, make something out of it, like a building.
Yes, sir.
You starting it from zero, bro, like, no help.
No help. No help at all. No help.
You got my respect, man.
Look, the biggest podcast where you can learn them lessons. Line for line where you can learn from different sections. Made it out the mud, come tell your story, blessings. Never know who listening, never know who stressing. Devon gave you a voice, come speak your honest truth. Line for line, go bar for bar, it's up to you. Wanna talk sports, gov, and politics? Wanna talk about where you from and your accomplishments? The Line for Line is really where you need to be. A platform that's really made for folks like you and me. You can find it all no matter what you seek. Whether you calling or you listening, tune in every week.
And just like that, we are back in another episode of Line for Line podcast. I have a very special guest in the building. I'll go ahead and let him introduce himself to the world today.
Hello, my name is Eric Salgado, owner of Garments, high schooler, 18 years old, senior at Indian Trail High School and Academy, attended the Business Academy, and a passion for clothes and working hard.
Yes, sir. So for the listeners at home who may not know you, just tell them a little bit about you, where you come from. Obviously, grew up in Kenosha. Mm-hmm. Just tell us a little bit about that, how you came up.
So, born and raised in Kenosha. My parents, first generational. My parents came from Mexico, immigrants. Never spoken a lick of English. Came over at 21 and 20 with my sister on the way. Mm-hmm. So they brought me up. I have two older siblings. My older sister, Lizette Salgado. My middle brother, or the middle between all of us, Robert Salgado.
That's my dude.
Robert?
Yeah, that's my dude.
No way.
Yeah. Ask him about me. Yeah.
That's funny.
We went to Bradford together, actually.
Yeah. That's my big bro. That's funny. He's going to watch this and he's going to laugh.
My dude. Yeah.
But yeah, so growing up, just playing sports, playing basketball, all boys and girls club. I was always really into clothes at the same time. Always really in sports, and I've always been like a really outgoing person. Mm-hmm. So I feel like all of that has transitioned into where I'm at right now, where I've been able to start Garments, and I really, with like my voice and with the help of everybody else, my friends, peers, teachers, like everybody, I've been able to spread the name and pretty much my message through garments and clothing. And I'm blessed to be able to be in the position that I am. Mm-hmm. I've only been doing like the real business, the beginning of it, since the beginning of this year. So I'm blessed to be in the point that I am now, and I couldn't be where I am now without the support of everybody else, my friends, family, etc. No matter how much work you put in, I always try to say, like, no matter how much work you put in, it doesn't matter unless you're not getting the support of the people. Mm-hmm. So if people don't mess with it, if they don't like it, if they don't go out of their way to like it, to buy it, it means nothing. Yes, so that means the most to me, that people would go out their way to do that with me in my business. So, yeah, it's just a little bit about me.
Yes, sir. Now, growing up, what type of fashion influencers did you have, like on the TV, magazines, that you always looked at and even wore?
Man, the biggest influence clothing-wise was my big brother. Mm-hmm. I saw everything that he wore. So growing up, he always used to be on the 10 Deep, Diamond Supplyco, like Stussy, like everything that was popping at the time. Mm-hmm. He was wearing it, and then he used to tell me about these rappers wearing all this cool clothes. A$AP Rocky, Joey Badass, like all the people coming up at that time, and how the fashion industry was moving, and how I would learn it and see it through him. So he was probably my biggest influence. But outside of my direct influence, like looking outwards, always. Definitely A$AP Rocky. I would say as I began to learn about stuff, I found out about Virgil Abloh, rest in peace to the legend, and just everybody else around me. Like, I don't really necessarily look at one person and be like, I base my stuff off of them. Like, I take a little bit from everybody. Yes, sir. So I could look at an old man and he has a fire coat on, and I'm like, that's fire, and I like it. And I can look at somebody younger than me, a younger kid, and he has a cool T-shirt on, and I'm like, whoa. I like that. So I like to take inspiration from a little bit of everything and everybody, and I feel like that's how I've always been growing up.
Where are some stores that you usually shop at?
Man, if like retail, Levi's, Carhartt, Nike and Adidas. I worked at Adidas for a while, so obviously those. But honestly, man, not much retail. I hate them all. Yeah. I hate that, like going to the store and stuff like that. Like I like, because my business is based off of vintage clothing and stuff like that. So you have to go look for this stuff. You got to go source it. So definitely my favorite places are the thrifts and garage sales.
No, that's how it's
garage sales, man. Everything that's not at the store, because you find mass-produced items at the store that everybody else can buy. So I want to be something different, unique, and
Yeah.
I want to go find it somewhere else. So
Yes, sir. And that's one thing when it comes to fashion. People think you have to go to these higher end boutiques and stores just to find fashion. You can find a fresh outfit at Walmart, Target, wherever you go. And that's one thing that I learned as I got older and really had to provide for myself and having a kid as well too. You can mix and match your clothes and get them from anywhere to look like you have money, or even if that's not the goal, to look like you have money, but just to look nice and look clean, you know?
man, okay, so I love what you just said. So you don't have to go to a big box store, a big store, Louis Vuitton, to be dripped out.
Yeah.
That's like that's fashion at the purest form. You can pick anything, and if you like it and you appreciate it and you wear it and you put it together however you want, that's your drip, that's your fashion, that's what you like. Everybody has a different eye for different things. Like I could go to Cali and I pull out a pair of Chucks and Vans and everybody's like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then I bring that out in New York and they're like, what is that? So like they're like, you bring out a pair of Timbs down there, they're like, what did you give them bricks for over here? Like, so like everything, man, it's an eye of the beholder. And that's why I love vintage so much too, because anybody can appreciate something.
Yeah.
There's always something for everybody. And I feel like vintage right now is embodying what you just said, because people can go buy a $10 t-shirt, some $10 pants, and they can go get some shoes from Goodwill and still be dripped out, be drippier than the dude in a full Louis suit looking like a clown because he looks like a monogram. So
Yeah.
like, man, yeah, fashion is an awesome thing, and you can really play with it, be creative, and put your own spin onto it. And I feel like everybody really has the potential to be cool in clothes. Like,
Yes, sir.
maybe my pops likes these cowboy boots, but somebody else doesn't. Like, that's cool, but that's his drip.
It's all about you and what you want to rock.
Exactly,
I like
creativity.
that. I like that. So let's just tell us a little bit about the most hardest part of getting this business started. Like, what was the most difficult part of it?
Balance, because you can put in all the work, like getting your name out there, like you can go tell people and that person will tell somebody. Like, it's harder to do that too, but it's balancing everything else with the rest of your life. Because once you have a business and you're the only one running it, you do everything of that business. So like if you hit up my Instagram, I text you back. Drop-offs, if I have to do a drop-off, deliveries, that's me. You have to do every single portion of a business, in which in a regular business like Walmart, they have 15 departments for it.
Yeah.
And there's like this many people working on that thing. So like there's that. And then having that still with a regular life. And sometimes you lose your life with trying to chase your dream, but that's just the what comes with it.
Yeah,
But
the grind.
balance is definitely the hardest thing.
Yeah. Oh, how far along are you to where it will be a team effort now?
Honestly, I feel like from the moment I started, it was a team effort. Not necessarily like I have somebody on my team like payroll, but I think I already have enough people like around me that help me necessarily like with advice, stuff like that. A big help, my brother-in-law Brian Davis, like people like that. Like you can make a team necessarily and not have anybody on the payroll. Like you can have people that you look up to and they're your mentors, and you'll go to them and ask them for help and ask them for advice. Have people that already went through the same thing you're going through, and they can put you on game or teach you something. So I feel like I kind of already am to that point, but for it to be payroll, I feel like I have to trust somebody enough to do the same work that I do to be able to put them on a team, and I just haven't came across anybody like that yet.
That's going to be one of the hardest things you'll find, young man, as someone who's a content creator and does all this stuff. It's hard to find people who are going to help you push your vision or just go to the extent that you're willing to go to. Like me, I'll have no problem sitting here for 8 to 10 hours making sure my brand is good. But is the next person going to want to sit there and put in that time for someone else's dream? You know, it's really hard to find that.
Exactly. And I feel like now more than ever, people are losing the drive. I feel like, especially now, if you look in the workforce, people don't want to work no more. Like, they don't have that hustle no more. I feel like, in my opinion, a lot of people don't. And so I come across, especially a lot of people my age, since I'm only 18 years old, still in high school, a lot of my peers, most of them, 99% of them, don't have a drive to do something. So it's very hard for me to pick somebody to help me. But for you to find somebody to put on your team, it's like you have to find somebody same as you, same drive, like you just said, and nobody's going to do it for the pay that you can give them at the time, because you're still growing too. You still got to fill your pocket with some bread and spread it out. So I'm not at that point yet. So like I said, you hit it on the nail. It's hard to find people with the same drive and same motivation to do the things that you want to do. So up to this point, I have not, sadly, but hopefully in the soon future.
Yeah. Now I heard you say you're in the business program at your high school right now.
Yes, sir.
How much knowledge would you say that you've taken from that and put it into the business that you got started?
Honestly, I like to say a big portion of it. A lot of my teachers, some of them like in the business academy, you only have like 3 or 4 teachers that are like specialized for the business academy. Some of them being Mrs. Cairo, Mrs. Lehman, Mrs. Belkey. Like those 3 people, like off the top of my head, have really helped me a lot to learn. Like inside of that classroom, they might be teaching you about like how to market this on the social media. Like I was learning about what I'm doing right now, my sophomore year of high school, and it's helped. So it's definitely changed my mindset on a couple things and really made me look at things in a different view just from hearing them speak and learning some things from them. And I really believe that like touching on the knowledge end of it and education, that's probably some of the most important things.
Yeah.
It's not about who you are, it's about what you know. And knowledge is power. So everything that I've learned from school, I really have implemented it into here. Even math class, like little things like that. Like,
oh, really?
Man, school, they mess up on the narrative of like, oh, they sit you down and you have to learn like all these equations and this and that. All it really is teaching you is to problem solve and to use your mind in a different way, to think a different way. So like sometimes when you sit down in that class and even math class, you're thinking about, oh, this is a hard math problem. Why am I learning this? I'm not going to learn this algebra and I'm not going to use it in my business. But it just taught you and you just worked on your brain on how to solve a complex problem. So when you get in a situation where you have to figure out something and it's a hard problem, you have to make a decision. You already practiced that. Not necessarily in the same sense of I'm gonna make this decision, but I already practiced on thinking hard and how to solve this problem.
Yeah.
So that's really where I learned a lot from, just problem solving and communicating in English class. Like English, the language, what you speak is the most important thing because you can move mountains with your words.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
So man, like you definitely have to come across that because I mean this is what you do. You speak for like, but you can really do something with that. So like school overall, I feel like that's helped me.
Yes.
Everything in my life that I've done or something that I've experienced, it's always a help because you take it from it, you learn from it. So yes, huge help.
Big facts.
Shout out my business academy teachers.
Yeah. Now, what would be that one piece of advice that you would give to the young man who wants to start a brand and be in the same lane as you?
Be ready to work hard. And the one piece of advice, like if I've had to put in a sentence, or it's more of a question, like, are you willing to put everything to the side to work on that one dream? Like, you're going to have to work hard. Like, if that's what I have to tell somebody, you have to do a lot of things, sacrifice a lot of things to be able to make something out of nothing. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's not hard, but it's hard.
No,
and I'm still learning, so I don't even know what to tell anybody else, man. Like, honestly, just be ready to work hard and put a lot of hours in because it's going to take forever.
Yeah, just tell us a little bit about your definition of customer satisfaction.
Having somebody go home and hold that piece of clothing and be happy with it. And from the point of like, I made a good sale, I made a good purchase on the price point and just having that connection. So having them leave from me and having our interaction with their purchase and them being happy and remembering about it. And when they put it on, they'll remember where they got it from because it was a cool experience. I'm really big on not just a piece of clothing, but the memory that comes with it and the experience that comes with it. And that's why I haven't really gone out to like do the website yet or do anything like that because I want to keep it like personal. So like you talk to me, I don't like to put myself with garments, but I'm a part of it because I'm the person who runs it. And people at the end of the day support garments to a certain extent because of me. So I want to have that a part of it because I really like to keep garments based on my family values. So I try to put that and speak on that while I sell the clothes. So that's really a big thing, just having a good experience.
Yes, sir. Now, as we get ready to close out this amazing episode, what will be the one thing that you will want to be remembered for when it comes to this clothing?
The message behind it. I wanted people to remember about the family, love, loyalty, and trust and respect behind it. That's really what I want to push for, and that's why I want people to remember me for, like what it means, what garment stands for. It's not necessarily just clothes. It's more than that. It's ideology. It's some principles, life. Like I want people to remember me and the brand, more the brand garments for what it stands for.
Yes, sir. That being said, is there anyone else that you want to shout out?
My mom, my family,
Yes,
the most important people in my life. Thank you for teaching me everything I know. Thank you for feeding me, giving me everything I need to live, and my siblings for teaching me everything that I know now.
Yes, sir, Ski.
And Jesus himself.
With that being said, we just wrapped up an amazing episode of Line for Line.
Thank you.
You calling or you listening, tune in every week. Line for line. Oh yeah, I'm going line for line.